Hello everyone, welcome to the bees mini episode. In this episode we'll go ahead and talk about forestry bees. So let's get right into that. Okay, so to start, you'll find these hives out in the world. This one's actually from magic bees, but it's still the same. Basically, hold down right click with the bee smoker in your offhand, and you can break it with the scoop. And then you'll get one princess, one drone, and sometimes you'll get a comb. Now let me go ahead and show that with another hive. Now it's the exact same thing with the forestry hives. Right click with your bee smoker until you get that sound, and there you go. This one gave me a valiant drone instead of the modest drone, but that's fine. Anyway, let's go ahead and go look at bees. Okay, so the bee house is the most simple version of bee breeding. Basically, you place it down, and then you can place your bees inside. Now, the downside with these is that the bees will not have any chance of mutating, which might be what you want, but you also cannot automate the bee house, and you cannot put the frames in the bee house. Now I believe the modest queen, or the modest bees require cactus around, but this says there's no flowers. This is the right climate for it. It's hot and arid, so a lot of the bees won't actually like that. I'll show you that later. But yeah, you put a queen, or you put a princess in here with a drone, and then they'll mutate, or they'll become a queen. And then let me go grab the flower real quick. So like I said, the flower for the modest queen is a cactus. So let's go ahead and place cactus down. And as you can see, that went away. Now this bee's slowly gonna die off. When it does, it'll leave a princess and a couple of drones. The modest queen gives 2 drones every time it goes through a lifespan, and that also gives combs throughout the time. Does that mean take damage or is it something else? Anyway, they only work during the day and only when it's not raining. Now we're in a desert, so it's not gonna rain here. However, you might want to automate the bees and have frames to make them die faster, produce more, whatever. So if that's the case, you're going to want to make an apiary. Now the apiary is the same as the bee house, except it can be automated, and it can take the frames in these slots. Now let's move this over here real quick. So, like I said, it can be automated, so we can easily put a transfer node there and feed it back into it. So the queen and the drones will be pulled out and then put right back in. And then we'll take a chest, and due to the way these item transfer function, this will put it in there first, and if it can't put it in there, in case like combs, because it only try to put it in these 2 slots, it'll put it in this chest. Now frames, these ones are made with impregnated sticks. Increased production, lower genetic decay, and they each have durability. So we can throw those in there. They go in these 3 slots. Now there's 2 kinds of princesses and queens, I guess. There's the ignoble stock and there's a pristine stock. The pristine stock never die out. They keep making a princess 100% of the time, every time. However, I believe the modest queens, every time they die off, there's a 2% increase of a chance that the next queen will not drop a princess. So, you got a high chance that you'll get through a bunch of iterations. So you have a high chance of the queen getting through a bunch of iterations, but eventually it will die out. Now, this quest pack says that you should use your ignobles to get as many drones as you can before they die out, and then use the pristines to get the better and better queens as you go. So that's kind of what we're doing. Now the Apris chest basically lets you have 5 pages of bees in here, so you can dump all your bees in here, you can sort it and stuff. The drones obviously stack to 64, the queens don't, but you can have, like I said, a bunch of queens. This is a lot better than just putting them in a chest. Now there are many types of bees. The modest are the ones that kind of show up in the desert area. However, there are more. For instance, we have the sorceress queen. So this is obviously a bigger setup of exactly what we have over there. But the sorceress is another one that can survive in this desert area. However, all of these ones are modest. This one looks like the queen. Oh, see, as you can see, the queen just passed until we got the new setup going. Obviously, I'm putting the combs into these chests. They've been running for a little bit. It doesn't look like any of the queens have died out, but all the frames that I've put in here have gone away. So as you can see, the queens last quite a long time. I think that one just got pulled out. Yep. So yeah, they'll get you plenty of combs and drones and stuff before they die. But unfortunately, the desert's too hot for some bees. So over here, I have a setup with other bees. This is a birch forest, and it's got the forest queen, the meadows queen, the unusual queen, and stuff like that. Basically, the temperature here is normal and the humidity is normal, whereas over there the temperature's hot and the humidity is arid. So a lot of these bees don't like that. There are also bees that require more humidity. There are bees that require hotter than the deserts, like you have to go to the nether for those kinds of bees and stuff generally. Now, one more thing the apiaries can do, that we kind of need them to do, is breeding bees. So we can put like a forest princess here, and then we can take a different kind, like a meadows drone. And if you look in JEI, there's the bee breeding. So forest and meadows. This could be a meadows princess and a forest drone. It doesn't matter, it just needs to be these two. Or really it needs to be any two that you get straight from the world. So, you know, meadows and modest, meadows and tropical, any combination basically. And they each have a 15% chance of mutating to be a common bee. So if we go ahead and do that, go ahead and throw some frames in there and make it go a little faster hopefully. Now the forest and the meadows and unusual bees use normal flowers, so that's pretty much any of the flowers from vanilla. And as you can see, the flowers kind of spread. I've put one of each of these down, a couple of them have spread. That's because the bees will kind of quote unquote pollinate kind of thing and make the plants basically duplicate. Now once this dies, we will have a chance of getting a common bee. However, it's going to be partially common and partially meadows, or partially common, partially forest. So I'll let you see that when we get there. One more thing, what we do with the combs is we throw them in here, and each comb has a different uses. So in the centrifuge, you know, the mundane combs can make the magic wax, honey, or the beeswax, and each different kind of comb has different drops and different drop rates and stuff like that. We use the honey drops in the portable analyzer. Now what this is used for is to analyze the bees and get all their stats and stuff. Like I said, I'll show you with these common ones over here. Now as you can see, when the sun goes down, it's nighttime, so the bees won't work. There are a few bees that will work, and then you can also give traits to bees to make them work. And then obviously it's not bright enough. It looks bright, but it's not. So we're going to go ahead and sleep through the night, and we'll let these bees go. Okay, that was the bees breeded. Obviously the fact that these two meadows don't stack is good news. Now obviously none of these look like commons, but if we take it in the portal analyzer, this one's a meadows forest, this one's a meadows common, this one's a meadows forest, and this one's a forest common. So I think my best chance to get what I want, which is the common bee, is to do the forest common with the meadows common, or yeah, meadows forest, because that's the only option I have. So there's a chance that the meadows will mutate with the forest, or the meadows will mutate with the common. I guess there's also a chance that the forest will mutate with the forest, but we're going to hope for not that. So we throw it in, we keep going, you keep going until basically you have common bee. I want a common princess and a common drone. That will guarantee that I'll always get commons from them. So that's what I'm going to be doing between episodes. I hope you guys like this video. It was nice and short. Just going to go ahead and intro you to the bees real quick, and that was what I wanted, so got it. Just want to make sure that got that done so I can do it off camera. I can breed bees and do whatever I want with them. I might do another mini episode next week that will be about tree breeding. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to play it by ear. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button down below. Please support the channel. Subscribe here and watch this video. YouTube thinks it's the best for you, so I recommend that one. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll see you next time.